Hello there, something slightly different in this video. With restrictions being lifted, I thought we'd break out the shed, go on a staycation, and I'll drag the camera along and show you what I found. To the mansion. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Me, the wife and the kids were staying at this wonderful house deep in the heart of Wales, and I'll give you a quick 360 spin here. Nice and isolated and secluded, wonderful. And I just thought, what self-respecting electrician would come here and not bring a couple of screwdrivers and bits and pieces just to have a look at the electrics. I'm not sure what trade you're in, but whenever I go places I can't help but cast my eye on how things are electrically. Brought my kit bag along, as you can see, a few tools and bits and pieces like that, and we'll go and have a look at how they're wired. The first thing to do is have a look at where the distribution boards are, or the consumer unit, or the fuse box, whatever it is, and in this house it's in there. So we've got 4 boards, a meter, a cutout, so we've got incoming here and your earth cable, obviously the overcurrent protection device, which is there. It's saying it's 100 amp. DB1 board up here, which, yep, 63 milliamps. Sorry, 63 amp, 30 milliamps, and that's supplying DB7, DB6, and some ensuite lights. DB2, similar RCD. DB3, similar RCD, just doing stuff in the house, kitchen, ring main, stuff like that. Lights. DB4 is supplying DB5. Utility, heater in the loft, and we've got a fuse that's been taped shut or something down, taped down or whatever, and that's heater in the toilet. And we've also got an isolator or something here for the barn, which is, flip that down, we've got a 63 amp breaker, 100 amp switch, and that's obviously, you can see the big cable going down here and down into the ground. Well, there's all the boards, RCD protected. We've got an isolator up there and various bits and pieces, the meter and stuff like that. You would expect maybe sometimes in an old building like this to come across a rewirable board or something like that, but obviously it's been modernised at some stage. Plenty of Henley blocks and stuff up there, plenty of spiders. They're pretty much a generic usual meter cupboard, to be honest. It's just this, in this case it's for a massive house. So the front of the house, we've got some uplights here and here, and a little carriage centre light over the front door there. Over this side we've got a kind of garden room area or whatever, kind of outhouse thing, which has got power in it. And we've also got, that was shot just behind that tree, you can see there's another building there, and that's the hot tub area. Over here we've got some outside lights and some more electrics, and we'll go and have a look at that now. Got some little lights here on the top, pretty loose, standard lamps, attached to these huge gate pillar things with what looks like a couple of rusty wood screws. It's the same on the other side as well. We've got 2 screws there holding it. It's pretty solid enough. Quite loose on top. I think that's been on and off a few times. Changing the lamp probably. Yeah, a couple of standard lamps, but I'm not quite figured out where the switch is for these yet. Here we have a statue of the previous electrician. Turned him into gold. He must have picked up plenty of subscribers on YouTube. Did you wire this place up, mate? And here's the uplights for the front of the house. So yeah, moving around a little bit. Not too sure if how secure they are. Mounted to a piece of timber. We've got some what looks like 1mm twin and earth coming out of this, some plastic conduit in a box there that's I'm not quite sure if that should be sunk in that far, whatever, but a little inspection box down there and a gland on the top. I'd probably have that in a bit of black flex, me personally. Similar situation on the next one, and it looks like that's the trend for the other 2 as well, although they are mounted a bit lower down. Above the front door we've got, well, we've got a bird's nest there, some bird's nest up there as well, some house martins living here, but they've got a standard lamp, if you like, LED lamp inside an old style fitting. Coming round to the side of the house now, which is like kind of the kitchen area-ish. We've got an outside socket here, we've used once or twice. Obviously IP66 Eclipse Super Seal. Not heard of one of them before. Plenty of rust in that screw though. And before we go around the back, there's something in here I've been waking up to every morning. Little pheasant. Oh, I'm a pheasant plucker, so be careful. Let's go around here. Around here we've got another outside socket down low, just there. And we've got some intakes and outtakes. So we'll have a quick look here. You can see where my hand is there pointing. That's where the incoming is, so it goes up there, all the way over. You can just see the top of a post, just about there. That's where the power's coming in. And this is where our earth connection is. We move all these trees out of the way. This is your earth connection going all the way down there. Buried down there somewhere. I'll just climb these steps and then spin round a second. I'll show you a few other bits and pieces. So, got an outside light above the back door, and if you can see without me zooming in, that's actually, again, 1mm twin and earth just clipped to the brickwork. Going all the way up there, you can see it coming down, going to a little IP weather box there, IP rated weather box, the round type. Not quite sure what condition that's going to be in. There's another cable here which is slightly bigger, which is the armoured cable going down into the ground, and that's supplying the hot tub area and that outhouse which is up here, kind of up those steps. You can get to it that way as well, but for what it is, we'll go up this way. Here's the hot tub, and there's two sockets down here. We're going to have a quick look at here. See one down there, hot tub plugged into it. One here, light switch, which is obviously doing the light. And we've got a metal clad Hager garage board. Quick look inside, metal clad, like I said, RCD protection, and we've got two MCBs, one for the sockets and one for the lights. Oh, we'll carry on walking through the grounds to the next building. You can see on the right here, on the corner of this building, there's some cable coming out. See it there? Just kind of attached to some form of catenary, some form of cable, and it's clipped to the fascia with just standard clips. I think it's just 6mm twin and earth, which is kind of cable tied to a piece of catenary going to that building down there. Right, yeah, there it is. It's just literally coming from that building across to this building. No armoured, nothing. Not bothered with the armoured or anything. And if I climb these steps, you see it's clipped again to a kind of to some catenary up there, and they've just kind of cable tied it across from that building, like the corner of that building, which is there. But yeah, I mean, it's going up, fascia down behind, into a load of foam or something here. But I'm not too sure. Like, for me, I would be using something like armoured cable or whatever there from that place, or maybe consider it a separate feed from the main house and come out on a separate feed. But using 6mm twin and earth from that board to kind of the way it's been attached here, I mean, if an animal is come over my shoulder, a bird lands on that, or a mouse chews through that or whatever, it's like whatever, isn't it, you know? But yeah, I think I'd probably use an armoured cable for that from the main house down there. On the way back down to the house now, so there's the hot tub area just here, and that's where the board is, that Hager, little white Hager board, and that's not the power in, that's the power out, so that's the sockets coming out down to the bottom there. Let's move over a little bit, you can see some inspections here and there, and so on the other side of those two is those two IP66 outside double sockets, one of which has the hot tub plugged into it. Various parts of the house are quite modern, so we've got a standard switch here, which is just doing these down lights here. We've got some, pretty basic standard nowadays. Some kind of metal, what do you call them, like a brush steel effect with black inserts, 13 amp plug tops, socket outlets. We've got some kind of bar rail lights up there, and they're just fed off flex via the from the pendant there, which is just obviously providing light for the kitchen and the dining area with some LED lights. The electric cooker here is fed from a switch in the cupboard, which is just up here, tucked up nicely out the way, along with everything else. Now that outside light we had a look at around the back before is switched by one of these old type switches. Now, I can't quite figure out if these are new old or really old. Let me flick it up and down there, you can see. Panning around through the dining room here, we've got a relatively modern fire alarm system and some of these Bakelite switches, which are kind of copies of the originals. Sometimes you can't tell until you take the front off to see how old it actually is, or if they've been refurbished or whatever. Got the screwdriver, let's have a look. I've just unscrewed those now, just see what happens inside. So, so a little bit of writing on in there. Bit of dust obviously, and we've got the exposed live terminals as well. I don't think this is the modern, I don't think this is the old time, this is like a modern copy version of it, to be honest. A couple of wood screws there, just screw into that back wooden plate. There's a few more upstairs which we'll go and have a look at as well. There's 3 more on the landing here, and I think they're pretty much a similar thing. So, it's like a mock meant to be unscrewed to kind of get access to the terminals and basically fix the thing in the first place, but they've also got screws on as well. Got another one upstairs which is doing this light on the kind of landing area. If I just pan back a little bit, just come up those stairs over there, so it's like this light area. Whip the front off and see what's going on in there. Now you can see pretty much the same as downstairs. You see the conductors popping through there. That one on the left doesn't look like it's got much of a connection, but that's how you connect them up anyway. It's obviously working. Pretty much the same, so a modern refurb, I think. Just staying on the landing area, you'll see a lot of surface stuff in this place, just because obviously the electrician and the owner and everyone else is probably not wanting to damage everything. So we've got surface one there. That's just leading to an electric towel radiator in the bathroom. Got surface here. Now coming in this room, we've actually got a socket over there that's sunk in. Can you see it? It's actually been cut in and sunk. That's probably original-ish, or as original as you can get. More surface stuff here for these radiators. You can see little fuse connection units down low, powering them up, and we've got some more surface double sockets here just above the skirting, obviously to minimise damage. And we've got some more surface stuff here. The light switches is obviously continuing with the theme for the house. More surface stuff there, and there. And I'm guessing, yep, a similar thing with the electric radiators. We've also got, obviously, we've got a fire alarm system again, like I showed you downstairs. We've got some nice kind of decorative lights in every single room. This one's in the main front bedroom. This is the middle bedroom. This is the pink bedroom light fitting on the south wing. In the bathroom, you'll see we've got a class 1 light fitting. Let's hope that's connected to earth properly. That's pretty much all there is electrically. And there's a little thing up there, which leads me to believe there was an extractor fan or something in here before, but obviously nothing connected to it now. Noticed on the way into the bathroom up here, you can see some stuff that's been messed about with in the past, probably a leak as well. So we've got, got another light in this area, and we've got an isolator there for a fan, so that might be something to do with what that was. Coming through here, we've got another fan isolator up there, another fuse connection we saw before, and that's obviously doing, I think it's here, yeah, that's doing for the electric towel radiator there. And over here, obviously that little blank box with a blank on the front of it, I think there's been some form of extractor fan there. There must have been. There's no other extractor in here, and you probably would have one. This is the light in the snug room, the lounge chandelier. Got another light here over the main kind of big eating dining table. And last but by no means least, you have another light in the blue room. That's enough ramble from me now, guys. I'm going to go and look for the kids who are probably terrorising some pheasants somewhere and jump in the hot tub. Alright, I hope you can hear me over the sound of these bubbles. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye now.